Saquon accumulated for almost 30%. He's not trying to break the market or set the market, but he's trying to get compensated of what he thinks is fair. That ain't fair. Like what he's getting.
We've negotiated a CBA that took years of effort and hard work and compromise and good faith on both sides. To say now that a specific player category wants another negotiation after the fact is inappropriate. Some agents are selling, quote, bad faith. Okay, RC back here with us, Harry Douglas and Stephen A. SA, I'll start with you here. Is the Saquon deal unfair?
I believe it's unfair for him. It's not unfair for all running backs because we've seen situations, for example, like Miles Sanders with Carolina, if I remember correctly, where he ended up getting about $6 million a year or what have you. And so a lot of people thought that was relatively fair. Dollars that Saquon Barkley and those guys are looking for or whatever, but he's not on that level as good as he is. The reality is that when you look at Saquon Barkley, I could sit up here and go all in him. I really, if you just Jim Mercer, if you watch it, you should be quiet. Just shut up, because nothing you say is ever good. Nothing you say is ever good. We didn't see it because you go on social media of all places. You an owner. Now this is a situation where the league is talking about we negotiate in favor of owners. Compared to the players in a league with a hard salary cap? Are you kidding me? I mean, the discrepancy in terms is astronomical. You should be quiet, sir. You really, really should be quiet. Having said all of that, here's the important point to point out. Modifications are made even in the aftermath of collective bargaining agreements all the time. This is why it's important for a player get your product so your product can continue. If you see the discrepancy, it's something that should be addressed. In the case of Saquon Barkley, who's clearly the best offensive player on the New York Giants, it is a situation where, as a running back, you can not only be franchised once, but twice. This is not the supermarket. This is not a television network. This is not an accounting firm or anything like that, where if you don't play. And if you look at what a player is doing at the running back position, the level of production doesn't seem to matter just because of their birth certificate. Oh, they're 27, 28 years of age. Oh, they'll probably be done next year. We ain't giving them a long-term deal. We're going to take them 1 year at a time or whatever. I say eradicate the franchise tag for running backs, if not both of them, at least one of them. Allow running backs, unlike other collegiate athletes, to come into the league after 1 year, guys. You got to go in college 3 years, come into the let them come into the league a year or two early, so they can have an opportunity to get their money, just like players from different positions can get their money. You do something like that, then it inches towards fairness and really, really rewarding individuals for their proper marks. Today's trash. I'm not saying that that's the case with all running backs, RC and Harry. I get all of that. I understand what was collectively bargained, but they're currently unfair. And I think when we see that in the interest of good business, Mr. Ursay, you can sit back and say, yeah, that is a good point. Let's be fair-minded. We're not going to we're making hundreds of millions of dollars individually as owners. We can modify that to something. I think that's the decent thing.
This is a very difficult thing to say. And we had this conversation recently, and I knew I wasn't on the player side in totality. I actually apologized for it.
Yeah.
what the New York Giants negotiated with Saquon Barkley is not a part of these negotiations. I don't know what Saquon Barkley asked for. I don't know what his agents thought was a fair deal for him. But when you listen to Najee Harris, it shows you that this is a league-wide problem. It's not just the New York Giants. The New York acts this way. The New York Giants are following the trend. The New York Giants are following give Todd Gurley big money after he Ezekiel Elliott, the type of money that he got in Dallas. What have I gotten for it? CMC in Carolina. And so I do believe that said everything he needed to do to get a long-term deal, but that's going to be slotted in a specific spot. And it's not about the Giants. It's not about Saquon. Now values running backs and what the CBA is allowing teams to do. And so whereas I see it as Saquon Barkley deserves some security, I still understand makes it unfortunate is that this way, and it will never be changed because that's not what collective bargaining means. You bargain for the collective, you don't single out one position. And so now if you think that owners can't get together, GMs can't get together, and they can't collude and say, this is where this market is going to be, you have to be out of your mind. But what's unfortunate is people like now Saquon Barkley going forward, Najee Harris going forward, Jonathan Taylor will be held to this standard of saying, we aren't paying you, you take what we give.
Yeah, I think when you look at how the running back market and the running back room is being portrayed or how it's being devalued, in my opinion, and you our organization. So when you look at the Giants organization alone, look at how they just diversified money and paying the people they just paid. When you have an offensive tackle like Andrew Thomas who got his money, that front office, that owner is going to want to pay that person first. When you have a quarterback like Daniel Jones, even though Daniel Jones isn't the upper echelon and people are fond of him, they're going to pay their quarterback first. When you look across the ball and you see Dexter Lawrence get his money, a defensive tackle guy, a guy that can go rush the quarterback, they're going to pay that position their money first. So it's unfair, but at the same time, these owners and these organizations are doing great business for themselves. But also when you look at how you can play the running back position by committee and win that way, I think that doesn't help the running back position.
Can I just say one thing before you jump in, Stephen A? But what was Daniel Jones without Saquon Barkley?
I understand that, Molly, but that's not the way these front offices think.
I know, but it's like you're getting used and abused, and you're not getting taken care of and putting your body on the line.
Trust me, I get it. I agree with you. But the way they think is that I understand that, Molly, but that's not the way these front offices think.
I know, but it's like you're getting used and abused, and you're not getting taken care of and putting your body on the line.
Trust me, I get it. I agree with you. But the way they think is that, okay, how can I save the penny on the dollar? Or I should say it like this. Rob Peter and pay Paul.
They don't care. They don't care.
Hold on, y'all.
Be honest,
on,
they just don't care.
Hold on, y'all. We gotta go to break. I got something to say when we get back, but we gotta go to break first. Let's do that. And then I got some numbers for y'all I'm gonna throw out to y'all because I want y'all to hear it. Be right back.
Okay. All right, for sure. We're also going to get into this great conversation there, guys. Still to come, when it comes to options, Joe Burrow's got plenty. Are Jamar Chase and T. Higgins the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL? We got disagreement all around. Shocking. Plus, Aaron Rodgers. How about him reworking his new contract with the Jets? But does that mean he's going to follow in Brady's footsteps, play all the way till 45? We discuss that. First take in a moment.